Okay, hey guys. So we're gonna do a second video for 1-1. I promise this one won't be nearly as long. We're gonna look at these problems where we do not have numbers, but just a bunch of variables, and they want us to solve for any of the given variables. So, like on this one, I have a times x plus b equals c. Hopefully, you see a two-step equation here where b would be my constant and a would be my coefficient. And I'm going to solve it just like I would any linear equation, except for I can't actually do the math because I don't know the value of the numbers. But I can move this b. My goal, again, is to get that x alone, right? So I'm going to get rid of the b. By canceling, it's a positive b, so I'm going to use a negative b. Now I have a times x equals c minus b. Can't actually do the math, just have to move it over as it is. And then we're going to divide by a. So even though I can't give an exact value for x, I can say that x is going to equal to c minus b divided by a, right? And that's all you're going to do with these. Some of them are a little bit more challenging. Let's say that I have x over a plus x over b equals c. Again, it's that same, it's that fraction thing. What's my least common denominator? So I don't know what a is and I don't know what b is. So my least common denominator, my LCD, is going to be a times b, right? And just like it canceled every single term times ab, when I multiply here, those a's cancel each other out, and I have bx. Same thing when I multiply here. The b's are going to cancel each other out because, look, I have a bx over a, right? Those a's cancel, and that leaves me with the bx. I have a bx over b. The b's cancels, and I have ax equals, remember, it's absolutely every single term, A, B, C. All right, I still got to get this x by itself. So since it's a common factor in both terms, I can do my distributive property backwards, and I can pull that x out by dividing both terms by the x, and that leaves me with b plus a, or a plus b equals the same thing. So now I'm going to divide, and that's going to cancel an x. I don't have a value, but, and I'm going to turn that around, a, b, c over a plus b, okay? Not one that I can actually give a value for, but I can get a definition for. How about that word, definition? All right. Sometimes they do this with formulas. So how about our interest formula? Amount is equal to principal times 1 plus rate times time. And we want to find out what the rate is, right? So the first thing I'm going to do is not distribute. And you would come out with the same answer. But the first thing I'm going to do is divide by P. Actually, I think the first thing I'm going to do is to distribute because that might make it a little bit easy. We're looking for R. I'm trying to find out what does that rate equal. And I think distributing will make it a little bit easier. So I'm going to say A equals P times 1 is P plus PRT. Remember, I want the R by itself, and the R is in this term. So that makes this the constant and the PT the coefficient. So we're going to subtract that P from both sides. And I have A minus P is equal to PRT. P times R times T. I want the R by itself, so I'm going to divide by the PT. That cancels, and I have my answer. R is equal to A minus P over PT. Okay? Again, you're solving, but only in terms of a new definition. You're not solving in terms of getting an actual value for it. But none of the steps are different if the steps are all the same. One more. How about if I have S is equal to A over 1 minus R, and I am looking for that R. What does that R equal? Just like any rational equation, I'm going to start by multiplying both sides by whatever this is in the denominator. So I'm going to say 1 minus R times S equals A over 1 minus R times 1 minus R. And that gets that gone out of the denominator. And I'm going to distribute that S. So I'm going to have S minus SR equals A. Okay. Then let me get this SR on this side. There is so many different ways you could do this. So now I have S equals A plus SR, and I'm going to subtract that A. So I have S minus A equals SR. And the only thing I have left to do is divide by that S. So I have R is equal to S minus A over S. Okay? All right, so I promised that one would be shorter, and it most definitely is. I'm going to close this recording now.